All right, welcome. So today we're going to just do some real quick teaching. This is going to be a short live. So if you have been on my lives before, feel free to go ahead and click the 1 if you have seen me before. 2 if you have not, or actually 1 if you've never seen me before. 2 if you have seen me before. But like I said, this is going to be pretty darn quick here. We are not going to spend a ton of time because this is a crazy week for me. So I can't have like hour-long lives. If you want to find out more about what we do and how we do it, you can check out my profile on TikTok or you can check out my profile on YouTube. Both of those are available to you. And all you have to do is check that out. So what we're going to talk about today is the fact that a lot of times if somebody has something that they sell, right, or they have something to offer, here's what happens with most people. And by the way, if you do not fit one of these 4 criteria that I'm about to talk about, then you're not going to really enjoy or probably care about this video. I'm trying to pull this up. Hang on a second. Well, actually, you can't see this anyway, so this is what I'm going to do. All right, so if you are not an expert or creator 40 and over, this probably won't be for you. If you have expertise, but if you have expertise and you haven't packaged your content into an offer, you post consistently, but your income is still flat, you know your field or you know your expertise, but you don't know what to sell or how to structure it, or your content is solid, but growth and reach aren't there. This is the live for you if that is if you meet one of those 4 criteria. If you don't meet one of those 4 criteria, then you're probably not going to get much out of this live. But what we're going to talk about today is the fact that for most of us, we make content, right? People love our content. They comment on our content. They watch it all. They like it. They might even share it with other people, but nobody buys anything. And it's because they are missing a very key element. And that is something called neuromarketing. And what neuromarketing is it's the ability of it's ability of you to have the conversation in what you're presenting to them that they're already having in their head. So in other words, you're able to look inside of them and say, man, how did they get inside my head? How did they know that's what I needed? Well, that's called neuromarketing. And that's where this thing called the 6 yeses. That's where the 6 yeses come in. And there we go. These are the 6 yeses. I'm giving it away. These are the 6 yeses. Now, in order for somebody to think that they need what you have, or think that they're going to get what you have, or think it would be a good idea to check out what you have. You've got to get 6 yeses out of them first. The very first one is they have to recognize themselves. They have to say, that's me. They have to say to themselves, based on the language that you use, the problem you're describing, the pain that they're going through, they have to recognize themselves. They have to say, man, that is exactly what I'm dealing with. And then they're going to ask that question, like I just said about neuromarketing, which is having the conversation in what you're doing with that they're already having in their own head. And hello, Vitor, how are you? So that is number one. That's me. If you can't get them to recognize themselves in what you're doing, then you absolutely will not capture their attention. Number two, I want that. Now, this is where we have to get into the difference between something that somebody needs and something that somebody wants. And let me just come back here for a second. There's a big difference between need and want. I need to lose about 20 pounds, but I want to eat pizza and chips. So my desire to want something supersedes my need for it. You know, we always talk about bleeding neck needs in marketing, but it's not about that. It's about, do they want what you have? Not do they need, because we all need things that we just don't do, right? We need to work out more. We need to eat better. We need to get more sleep. We need to maybe drink less, right? But we don't. Why? Because we don't want to, despite the fact that we need to, okay? So they have to say in their head, I want that. And it's not the thing that they want, all right? It is the result that they want. They want the point A to point B. Let me go back here. They want the point A to point B. Let's see. Right there. That's what they want. That's what they want. They want to go from a current state to a desired state. And if they can't, then it doesn't matter what you offer them. They don't care. Okay? So it's what they want, not what they need. Number 3, they have to believe it. You can say all the things in the world that you want to say, but if somebody doesn't believe you, in other words, you can't show them proof. One of the things that I love about a guy named Alex Hormozi, and let me go back. Whoops. There we go. One of the things I love about Alex Hormozi, and if you don't know who Alex is, I will show you. Sorry. I will show you who Alex is. That's Alex, right? Where is Alex? There he is. What's up, Ruben? How are you? So if you don't know who this guy is, one of the reasons he's so successful is because he offers proof. And one of the things that he taught me was show people, don't tell people, right? And he has been showing people what he's done and why it works for over a decade. And so when this guy says something, he can back it up by, I've built a portfolio of companies that do $250 million in annual revenue. That is not selling a book. That is, I did this really cool thing, and now this is what I can show you that I can do. So it is all about proof. They have to believe. And for them to believe, it has to be something they feel they can do. Because there's always three doubts in people's heads. There is the doubt of something is keeping me from doing it internally, right? I don't have the skill. Something is keeping me from doing it externally. This person won't allow me to do it, or other circumstances, right? So there's internal circumstances, there's external circumstances. The internal ones are more mental. The external ones are I don't have the money or I don't have the time. And then the third is, well, this wouldn't work for me anyway because of blah, 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 right? But if you can get somebody to believe that they can do what you're trying to show them, what you're trying to offer them, that it'll actually work for them, then you can hold their attention and you can probably get a yes. Number 4, it's doable. Like I said, it's doable and it's fast. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to come over here. I'm going to get back into my Claude. And I'm going to show you the difference between a good offer, or actually a bad offer. I'm going to show you the difference between a bad offer and a good offer. Right? So this is a bad offer. Dave's Woodworking Community. Hundreds of plans, tutorials, tips, techniques for woodworkers of all skill levels. Join a friendly group of makers and get access to a new content every week for $15 a month. That is a bad offer. And the reason is because it fails at every one of these things. So let me go back and let me finish these. It's doable. That's number 4. Number 5 is I shouldn't wait. And I don't mean false urgency. I mean real urgency, right? I should not wait to do this. And then last but not least, and like I said, I'm going to rip through these pretty quickly. I can't lose. You have to create what we call risk reversal. So the offer is so good, they feel stupid saying no. And that was the premise of Alex's first book. Alex's first book was $100 million offer. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on there. Alex's first book was $100 million offers. Offers so good, people feel stupid saying no. So if they can't lose and they feel that it's too good for them to turn down because of what they're going to get out of it, then it's called a can't lose or a home run offer. And that's what a $100 million offer is. It's an offer that's too good. It's an offer that they can't find a reason why they shouldn't do it. And that's hard to do. But when you do it, you only need to do it once. Because once you do it once, it just keeps printing money for you. Okay? So these are the 6 things. Let's go over them again. Number 1, that's me. Let's go over them again. Number 1, that's me. Number 2, I want it. Number 3, I believe it. And again, that's me is recognition. I want that is desire. I believe that you have proof. It's doable. It's something that's simple and fast that I can do. I shouldn't wait. I need to take action on this now. Urgency. And I can't lose. Risk reversal. Now, let's go over here and let's look at the problems with Dave's offer. Let's look at the problems. Okay, again, hundreds of plans, tutorials, tips, techniques for woodworkers of all skill levels. Join a friendly group of makers and get access to new content every week for $15 a month. Now, at first glance, that looks like that's probably a good thing. But here's where the problem lies. Number one, there's no that's me. People of all skill levels means that you're speaking to no one in particular. And if you're speaking to no one in particular, you're not going to hold anybody's attention. You're not going to get anybody to just raise their hand and say, yes, this is exactly what I needed. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, so a difference, instead of all skill levels, guys in their 50s who always wanted a woodworking shop and never learned it. Hello, Tenpen, how are you? See the difference? All skill levels versus guys in their 50s who always wanted a woodworking shop and never learned it right. That's a very specific offer, and that's what you need. You need to speak specifically, not generically. You want to be a big fish in a very small pond. You want to go a mile deep and an inch wide. You want to have a very specific market so they know that it's them you're talking to. Number two, I want that. Now, originally, Dave said hundreds of plans. That's a list of features, and that just scares people. Build your first real piece in 60 days. That's not hundreds of plans. That's in 60 days, you're going to have your first piece, your first custom piece of woodworking. People want that. They don't want hundreds of plans, but they want to build their first real piece in 60 days. That's why I'm saying it has to be something that they want. And people don't want plans. People don't want workshops. People don't want communities. People don't want courses. People don't want checklists. They don't want any of that stuff. What they want is a tangible, measurable outcome. Number three. Now, in this case, Dave has 25,000 subs on YouTube, and Dave actually does have proof. Okay? Dave, in this case, has been a woodworker for 25 years. This is Dave's offer. But Dave has been reluctant to share his proof because he thinks it comes off as bragging. No, it just comes off as, hey, I'm qualified to teach this for you because I did it for myself. The problem that a lot of people face and what they try to do is they try to fake what they know and what they don't know. Right? So they don't have any proof, and then nobody believes them. Number four, it's doable. Hundreds of lessons reads like a mountain that nobody wants to climb. But one project a month, 20 minutes a day. That sounds reasonable, right? Number five, I should not wait. In the first version of this offer, there's zero urgency or reason to join today. The fix for that is founding rate locks in before price goes up. And again, this isn't fake urgency where you lie to somebody telling them you're going to raise your price and then you don't, but you lock it in and then you actually do raise your price when you say you're going to. That way you have integrity. That way you have honesty. People can believe you. And then last but not least is I can't lose. Right now, there's no mention in Dave's offer. There's no mention of anything other than join the group, it's $15 a month. But one of the things that the school platform, which is what I use, the one thing that the school platform does is it builds in risk reversal because you can offer somebody a free trial. Would you be more likely to take something on a free trial, or would you be more likely to take something where you're just going to pay for it and you're going to hope? The free trial lowers what we call the barrier to entry, or it lowers the reluctance on the part of the person. Now, we fixed all of those things. Now let's take a look at what Dave's new offer looks like and how much more attractive it is. I'm going to try to zoom this thing in a little bit too, so we can. Oh, no, it's not letting me. Do I have to do it like this? Yeah. All right. And can I move this over? All right. So over here, you can see Dave's woodworking community. This was the first one. Hundreds of plans, tutorials, tips, and techniques for woodworkers of all skill levels. Join a friendly group of makers and get access to new content every week, $15 a month. As opposed to this one. For guys in their 50s who always wanted a real shop but never learned it right, build your first real piece in 60 days. One project a month, 20 minutes a day with real member builds to prove it works. Founding rate locks in before the price goes up. Cancel at any time. First week free, $15 a month. What is a more attractive offer? Right? The more attractive offer is 100% the second one. That's what people want. That's the fixed offer. And what that helps you do is understand that he covered all the bases here. That's me. I want it. I believe it. It's doable. I shouldn't wait, and I can't lose. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Let me come over here. That is going to be it for me today. Where did this go? What happened? Where am I? There I am. So that's it. I don't see any questions. I see some comments, but I don't see any questions. So let me jump into TikTok real quick and see if there are any questions over there, which I do not see any. I see a couple of people. I'm just going to say hi to them real quick. But I do not see, I don't see any questions. And to be honest with you, I didn't let you know that you could ask questions. But anytime I go live, I prefer that you ask questions because then it's just not me yapping. I would much rather just talk to you. Okay? But that's going to be it for me. If you want more information like this, go check out my YouTube channel, or you can check out here in my profile on TikTok or YouTube. There's something in there that if you click on it, it'll take you to a place where you can get a 7-day free trial with my community. We call it the cash flow path because it's based on 3 things. All right, it is based on 3 things. And we're going to get this back up here. Okay, this is the cash flow path. And if you look at it the way it looks whenever you see it, yes, there is a 7-day free trial, after which it's only $7 a month. You can't beat that. And again, this is for experts and creators making content over 40. If you have expertise, but you haven't packaged it into content or an offer, you're posting consistently, but your income's still flat. You know your field, but you don't know what to sell or how to structure it, or the content is solid, but your growth and reach aren't there yet. Well, if that's you, you're in the right place because we're going to show you how to turn expertise into an offer people want, build a community that you actually own because you don't own social media, and turn your audience into recurring monthly income. That's what you get inside my community. And you can see that 2 people right from TikTok in 30 days, Ray got to $1,300 a month. In 30 days, Cindy got to $3,000 a month using what I teach inside the cash flow path. So that is it for me. I don't see any more questions. So we are going to wrap things up here. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. See ya later.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.